Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tyler Parsons, bringing you another golf performance tip that's going to improve that golf game. Obviously, we're back in the gym today. What we're looking at are a couple of actual bodybuilding, weighted exercise, whatever you want to call it, that are going to be helpful to the golf game that you may have tried to steer away from. So we're going to break down the importance on those and show you which ones are good and which ones are bad. Okay, so to kick things off, we've got our weight here. I'm going to start with the 35, though we could probably go a little heavier. And it's going to be for the back. And we know that back is a huge part of the swing, both being able to stabilize, being mobile, creating all that force, making sure it's stretched out. We're going to do a one-arm row. Now, I like the one arm because it helps out with the isolation, keeping everything even. So I'm going to go from just below golf posture, back nice and straight. But instead of really just pulling up, I want to use that total body to try and leverage and use the feet. You can see I've got a little bit of a turn as I'm going up. I love this exercise with either a band or a cable, something I've had tour players do as they're traveling on the road. Don't always have those weights. But again, the good thing is it's going to teach you to use that stretch, shorten cycle. Allowing those muscles to build up the elastic energy. We're going through and using them, syncing the total body together so it's working in unison to move that weight and really allow you to fire plus brace while we turn. That's a key component in anyone's golf swing, especially when we're trying to produce more power. Let's look at another exercise. So I'm going to drop this one down in weight a little bit, not necessarily because I need to, but always make sure that you're safe and comfortable with it. Couple different variations we can go from here. We can go to more of a clean and then a press, or if you're just a beginner, we can go straight from that press. But the same thing, you see that I'm using my legs, I'm squatting a little bit, helping out the mobility of the ankles, helping out with the knees, loading in the hips, firing the glutes in that jumping motion, and really pushing the weight. Almost like I'm going to try to throw it through the roof versus just a standard shoulder press, okay? Shoulders are going to be very important. You definitely want to make sure that the shoulders stay healthy in every player. But with that added weight, again, I'm starting to utilize the ground and firing everything together to really drive and push it up so that we're working in different planes of motion here to make everything work together and stay healthy and strong, but again, produce that power that you're looking for. I'm sticking with the same 10-pound weight. I'm going to go on and put you on your back. You can either lay on the ground or on a bench. But here I want you to do a pullover. Now if you're on a bench, that'll allow for the shoulder to go down a little lower, which is going to be great for that range of motion. But again, make sure that the shoulders are healthy and can support that weight. Now on the way up, I'm really trying to pull and fire down through that lat and into that serratus to help really fire that over. This will show up obviously when we're doing our power test, looking at that sit-up and throw, all right? We know that the more power we can produce in those tests, the easier it is for you to produce a faster club head speed. Granted, that swing sequence is correct. That obviously is a whole nother bag of worms, but really pulling, bracing, always want to make sure that lower back is staying down on the ground and that we're not arching the back as we're trying to pull it. So we're engaging in that midsection. You can start to see there's a lot of different components that we're firing and using to do a very straightforward and simple exercise, and that's the key to improving, making that golf game better. Let's take a look at another exercise. So one of the majority of guys' favorite things to do, and I see it all the time, go to the gym and let's work that chest. The chest isn't extremely important in the golf swing, but it is needed, so we want to make sure that we're accounting for that. But instead of doing a regular chest press, I'm going to take a medicine ball. Again, you can go on a bench or on the floor, but what we're looking for here is to be able to fire quickly and forcefully with the weight and explode to throw it nice and high. Definitely make sure you catch it, but we're looking at that rebound again. How fast can we load, explode, and move? Much like that golf swing, loading, switching gears, going the other direction. We have to accelerate, we have to decelerate. The body has to be built to do both, so we have to make sure that we're training for that. it wouldn't be a workout if we're not talking about some sort of leg, lower body movement. Now versus the leg press, one of the things I really love are squats. However, with a lot of you, I know that we're going to have ankle, knee, hip, low back, upper back, all sorts of different problems here that are restricting how we squat. So if we're looking at a traditional back squat, we're going to get it loaded up, but as we go down, we want to make sure that we're sitting, but that back is staying nice and straight. We don't want it collapsing forward. We don't want to see those knees going way out in front. So this is going to be more towards those corrective exercises to where we can counterbalance with something as simple as a weight to where we're nice and straight, going extremely deep to help open up in through the hips. And I'll show you one from here as well. So the knees are going out. We're bracing, allowing the hips to open. We have the strength in the glutes to not only hold at the bottom, but then to fire back up without having that big rocking motion to where we have to pull up. Start simple and slow. Make sure that that squat is good. Once the squat is good, again, it's a great exercise. You can switch up to a front squat, a back squat, where you can get down and really work on that explosiveness coming up. It's not going to be about a ton of heavy weight, but how that body works once it hits the bottom, how we recover, come back up, and the amount of energy we're putting into it. So there's a brief little rundown on a handful of different exercises that you may be overlooking in the gym that are going to be helpful to that golf game. Again, the sky's the limit, but what we want to do is make sure that we're doing exercises that require the total body to work together, whether it be to move, to brace, to support, to fire, whatever. Make sure that it's functional for that golf swing in the sense that, again, we're able to load, turn through, explode, we're moving while we're stabilizing. Thanks everybody. For more tips and insight, check out ParsonsGolfPerformance.com.